Welcome to the channel, everyone. Well, today I'm going to be getting the axles actually bolted onto the leaf springs. They got a little more work that needs to be done to that front axle, but I'm going to test fit. I think I want to test fit the steering stabilizers before I actually paint it. I might do something else to that, but that's another time. The rear axle actually is ready to it's been ready to go, be bolted to the leaf springs, but I just been waiting for the front axle because right now the axles are so heavy that if one axle isn't on, I can't raise the frame up because it'll tip. Actually, it'll tip right off the actually, I don't know, maybe it won't now. It did with the tires on it. Maybe without the tires, maybe it won't. But anyway, I got a few more things. I'm going to add a washer to this front bolt, and then if you guys remember, I had to order grade 8 bolts for the rear leaf springs. So I'm going to get them in too. Okay, so here's all my bolts. I actually got more than I need, but I'm going to use some of these on the 70 Chevy truck when I change out the leaf springs on that. That's another deal. Anyway, I got extras. Grade 8. I believe they're 9/16, which is a weird size. It's like you can't find this anywhere, so I had to order these. Then I got washers. They came in a pack of 16. I don't know why, but they call them, these are SAE, which are, you know, normally washers that come a little oversized, and they kind of fit like loosely, but these are SAE, so they fit real nice. So yeah, I ordered some of them for all the bolts and for up here too. I'm going to put, they don't send a washer for that, but I feel like I want to put a washer on there, so I'm going to. I'm actually going to put a little grease on these when I install them. I installed them dry. They are greasable though. And I lost my washer. Only thing with that darn grease is it leaves grease. Leaves grease everywhere, but I guess it'll keep it from rusting. I'm gonna put another washer in the back side. Actually, I don't know if I can do it on the back side because it's got a curved surface, so I might not be able to do that. Yeah, it looks like I'm not gonna be able to do the washer on the inside. Just have to do the washer on the outside. Okay, so I'm on the rear. Now I gotta replace all of these. All these bolts in here. I just got temporary grade 5s. Make sure my spring don't fall out on me. But one thing you're going to want to do if you don't want this to seize up, you saw my my removal video. This side wasn't seized up. But the other side was. This anti-seize is kind of nasty stuff. It gets everywhere. But if you don't want your bolts to seize up, this is what you got to do. You see I got a bolt washer. I've got another SAE washer. I'm going to put in there. Grade 8, zinc plated, nylon lock nut. Can't tighten these up right now because you got to have the weight of the vehicle to torque them down. So. Okay, so we're going to do this rear, and yes, I know this bolt is in backwards. So I want to put when I put this all together, I want to put my anti-seize in here. Just like the front eyelet. So it don't seize up on me. I know you guys can't see this. You're just going to have to trust me that I'm getting my bolts in here. Because I cannot. Oh. Alrighty. Oh, you son of a... Get my anti-seize. This anti-seize makes a mess. Well, now I got it everywhere. Would have been a whole lot easier to have had these bolts when I installed it the first time. Okay, so again I got my washers, nylon lock nuts, well, that's it. Got all my grade 8 bolts in place. Again, I can't tighten these spring bolts up until the weight of the truck pushes it down. Then there's a torque spec. I don't know what the torque spec is. I'd have to look it up. Okay, so I got both sides in, grade 8 bolts, washers. Probably should have gone with the off-road design greasable bolts, just like I did the front, but I kind of got to pick and choose. I don't have an unlimited budget for this truck. I got to pick and choose what I can and can't do, guys. Grade 8 bolts are a lot cheaper. So that's what I did. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the frame down onto the axles, and I got to get my U-bolts out. Okay, so I got the leaf springs onto the axles, and I've got the little bolt or the little pin seated in the axle. You want to make sure that the bolt that goes through that leaf spring seats in those pinholes. So I'm ready for the U-bolts. Skyjacker sends U-bolts with this kit. You get 3, what is this? 3 1/8. They're 5/8, 3 1/8 by 7.5 long. And you got some 3 1/8, 9.5 inch long. I think them for the rear, because there's 4 of those. 3 of these shorter ones. I use 2 more of the longer ones. And then you get one 3 5/8 by 9 1/4. Now this bigger one goes on the front axle. There's a spot there that goes kind of down and around on the center section there, so that's why it needs to be a little bigger. One needs to be a little bigger. So I'm gonna dig out my plates. I got them somewhere. There they are. They're on the. There's the top plates for the rear axle. I think the top plates for the front axle's up there too, but okay, so we're gonna get the U-bolts installed to secure this axle to the leaf springs. Again, the kit doesn't come with these, I don't know what they call them, but they go on the other side of the U-bolt. These are my factory ones. I just cleaned them up, painted them. So one thing you want to make sure is that this sits flat on the leaf spring, because there's a bolt right here. You want to make sure that it's not hanging up, because you need that to be flat. So we're going to go up. I have no idea why these bolts are so long. The kit comes with nuts, nylon lock nuts. I just don't understand these super long U-bolts. This is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. I don't even know if I want to run these. Why am I cutting U-bolts when I bought a kit specifically for my truck? I don't know why. This is really, really annoying me. I don't know, I just feel like I shouldn't have to do this. I'm getting grinding dust all over my finished product here. All because Skyjacker didn't send me the right bolts. I got stinking grinding dust everywhere. Okay, so instead of making a mess on my freshly painted everything that I got on my frame, I'm going to cut these other two U-bolts on the bench here. Looks like I only need about 3 inches of thread. That's probably still too much, but I'm going to do it like that. And I'm going to do it on the bench so I don't mess up, like I said, my freshly painted stuff. If I sound disgusted, it's because I am. This was not a cheap kit, getting both front and rear leaf springs. So I expected bolts that fit, that I didn't have to modify. But I guess that's too much these days. Anyway, I'm going to get these cut so I can get the other side in. Then we'll move to the front. Okay, so the rears are snugged up. It's going to be good enough for me to have this on the hoist right now. I'll go back and torque these. Not real happy with this side. The other side I got it nice and square cut because I was on the bench. This side they're not straight, so I'm going to probably come back here. I'll straighten them out. Then probably round off the bolts, and then probably have to touch them up with some paint, otherwise they're going to rust. But anyway, we'll move up to the front here. Hopefully that goes a little smoother. I see the U-bolts are quite a bit shorter for the front, so these must be maybe specific. So we'll see, I guess. All right, let's see what kind of problems we can find on the front here. So again, these don't come with the kit. The top plates. So there is a left and a right with these top plates because on the passenger side you have that wider U-bolt that they use. So there is a left and a right on these. On the back, either one works. And okay, so here's a problem already. This bracket won't sit down flush. Remember I told you on the back, make sure all this stuff sits flush. Make sure your leaf spring is sitting flush on the thing. Make sure your pin has gone down all the way. This will not go flat. So I'm going to have to either trim this bolt off here, or I'm not gonna drill this out. I'm just gonna trim the bolt off here. So out comes the grinder again. Funny thing is, I checked the other side, and the other side's got the same length bolt, but that bracket fits on there flush. So I don't know. Like, it's probably not a skyjacker issue. It's probably I don't know, a GM issue with their brackets. Anyway, I got to trim this down. All right, so we're sitting flush now. Didn't really take much off. Just gonna snug them up with a wrench. I don't want to put these on too tight. Like I said, all I'm doing is mock up here on this front axle. I think I'm going to leave her like that. We'll go to the other side. Okay, I'm on the other side, and this is where that little bigger U-bolt comes into play. If I can get this on without blocking your view here, it goes down and around the axle here, like so. So that's why you need a little bigger U-bolt. Okay, so they're all bolted on both sides. I don't like how much U-bolt sticks up, but it's not as bad as the rear. But you know, the factory, you know, very little U-bolt sticks out above the nut. But it is what it is, I guess. If I want to use these U-bolts, which I've already paid for, this is what I got to deal with, or I got to cut them off. I ain't going to cut these front ones off. So it is what it is. But anyway, that's all installed. The axles are on the leaf springs. It's up in the air. So I guess I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I have no idea what the next video is going to be. Just trying to get stuff done to move this project along. I guess I'll see you guys.